Edward is quite an old engine, yet he's in charge of what is occasionally the busiest part of the entire northwestern network.
Depending on the season.
This is the Brendan branch, running from the main line at Roswell through the quiet country station of Sudbury. Then on to the busy dockside of Brendan. Here, goods and passengers from the island are sent out on big ships from the distant lands, and important imports scattered around the port are shunted ready to be taken by railway. This is where a problem is faced. In the summer months, there are too few engines to cope with the branch line's traffic, and so Donald and Douglas, the Caledonian twins, are often recruited down to lend a wheel or two. Say, Donald, you wouldn't happen to go over that set of points just south of Surrey, would you? Aye, and what about it? I'm not sure, but the track felt particularly bumpy. You should have heard the trucks shout in shock as they went over there this morning. Oh, I can imagine. Anyway, look, sharp, here comes Mr. Showoff.
I heard that, you know.
We're only quoting your facts, your majesty.
The fact is that you two are talking far more than working. I sent you here to help out with the goods traffic, not for comic relief.
I agree.
Stay out of this, you.
When you're quite finished, I don't know why you two are sitting around here blocking the line when you've got plenty to be doing. There are trucks over there. There should not be trucks over there. Donald, can you take them down by the docks, please? It's the rest of the fruit from the local farms, and I don't want it sitting here rotting in the sun.
The rest of it? What happened to the other trucks of fruit then?
Anyway, Donald, be on your way whilst you have clearance on the line, please.
Can Dougie not take the train with me, sir?
I think no. This train is far too small to need to be double-headed. Besides, someone's got to shunt these trucks, haven't they? Off to work, you two.
Did you notice that patch of strawberry jam on his tie, Donald? Aye. Anyway, I'll be seeing ye. You got some shunting to do by the looks of it. The Scottish twins parted. Douglas stayed in the yards to shunt the trucks they had just brought in, whilst Donald headed on the down trip to the docks. The trip went smoothly until they reached Sudbury. Up ahead, Emily was sitting on the bad stretch of track. Or, mostly was. Her front bogie had derailed, and she sat hissing steam as Donald drew dangerously nearer. Driver, hit the brakes, we're gonna crash.
But we aren't meant to stop at the station.
Just do it before we get squashed like an accordion. Donald's wheels locked as he tried to pull the train to a stop. The trucks pushed him onwards, and closer to crashing. He rocked into the siding before crashing into Emily, and jolted to an abrupt stop in a pile of dirt.
Would shoot, will you? Can't you see I'm blocking the line here? How did you get clearance to pass on the track anyway?
The fat controller told me to.
What?
The fat controller told me to.
A fat steamroller and the number 2.
Hey!
Oh, for Scotland's sake. The fat controller told me to.
Either way, you shouldn't have been travelling so fast. Where's Douglas?
He had to stay behind to do some shunting, so it should be a while yet. Okay, maybe not.
Douglas, stop! Stop!
Douglas had been travelling even faster than Donald had been. He charged along the line with the empty trucks of the quarry, trying to see what their reaction would be if he went over the bumpy points at high speed. He wouldn't get the chance.
Oh no, here we go again.
Get out the way, I need the truck!
Railways are no good. Turn them into roads.
The once tranquil countryside station was in ruins. 4 trains lay bruised and battered across both tracks, and the vans in between were squished in a blend of strawberries, apples and blueberries. The station master came back from his toilet break.
What the blazes happened here? I was gone for 5 minutes. Oh hell no, I'm not clearing this up.
In the name of good Macintosh, look what you've done! That hurt!
I don't exactly feel like $100 bill myself, I'll be quite honest.
That's because you're British sterling, Emily.
Douglas, what was that for? You got my smoke box covered in dirt again. Oh, you blaming me for this? I'm not the one that stopped in the middle of the line, let me remind you. Well, I can't blame you for driving straight out behind me after I left. Well, excuse me for shunting quickly and being a really useful engine. What are you saying? What am I not saying, lad?
Stow it, you two! I don't know if you've realised, but we're all off the track here. Either we sort all this out and get back on the rails, or we sit here and argue about an accident that has no one to blame.
I'll agree to that, apart from the last bit, because this is all clearly Dougie's fault. It isn't, it is, it isn't, it is.
Shut up, would you? Oh, can someone call the room a duty or something? I'm tired of being off the rails.
An engine arrived with the crane and the trains were put back on the rails soon enough, though many of the wagons and their cargo were unsalvageable. Donald and Douglas, the Scottish twins, wouldn't say sorry as they were re-railed. They wouldn't say sorry as they went to the works. When they left the works, they still weren't talking to each other at all. That stupid engine, blaming his own simple lots of works, brother. You think you know a guy?
That's just it, Douglas. You do know him. You're twins. After spending your life with each other, I would have expected you had forgiven each other within an instant. I'm ashamed with your behaviour, you know.
You're ashamed with that pilot's got up to Edward. Can't blame you causing an accident like that. Someone could have been seriously injured.
But luckily no one was hurt. That's important. But what's equally important is for you two to stop acting like you generally hate each other. Hate? I hate the word.
But I do hate him.
You only hate him because he hates you. Now please, stop acting like you've just been built and get back to what you really are again. Brothers.
What had started out as a general quarrel was slowly developing into something far worse. The heat didn't help much either, and made the engine's tempers so sour that they refused to cooperate.
You two are acting pathetic. 2 days now you've been acting like this. Why can't you just give over and say sorry now? We all know it's bound to happen at some point, so save time and be responsible for your own actions. We have a timetable to keep, you know.
I'll apologise when there's a worthy cause too. Likewise.
Was that you two agreeing on something I heard?
Oh no!
I thought it was too good to be true.
Mixing 2 mixed traffic engines with mixed emotion is bound to cause mischief. It's unfortunate to say that Douglas was shunting Donald's train in the yard one morning. He felt it would deserve him right if his train was delayed. That'll show that two-faced engine a thing or two. Douglas! Oh, Donald got his own back. A few days later, he was pulling especially long, heavy goods set to be sent away at the docks. As he neared the junction, he coughed, he spluttered, he grounded to a halt, and the trucks bumped into each other behind him. I don't feel well. I don't think I can manage. He complained, though he knew very well he was perfectly fine. His driver believed otherwise and sent for an engine to take the train in their place. As you can guess, the only engine nearby was Douglas. The problem is that he had a passenger train to pull.
Well, we've got to take it. That shipment needs to get to the docks within the hour, so I suppose we'll have to try taking both passenger and goods in one go.
Douglas was furious, but there wasn't time to argue. He roughly shunted his twin off the front of the train. Watch me paintwork, you! Pah! I'll take care when there's something to take care of. Donald smirked with joy as he watched Douglas try to shift a ridiculously long train. He had wheel slipped several times, but wasn't ready to give in. With one huge effort, the train started to roll. It was not an easy task. At both stations, he needed to let passengers on and off, who were most annoyed because of the delays, but the passengers are never happy. Once he reached the docks, he was exasperated, but not as much as he was annoyed. I know that twit Donald broke down on purpose. I'll show him, just you wait.
Who are you talking to?
Didn't matter. I need to think of a way to get that fool back.
Steady on, we're not on the main line, you know.
Meanwhile, and unsurprisingly, Donald's crew had found nothing wrong with him, so he was put back to work shunting in the yards. He was just waiting for the points to change, when a whistle was heard, very much like his own. That's Dougie! What's he doing back this early? He's not due for another 10 minutes! The signalman was surprised as well. He quickly set the points on the main line and hurtled down to close the crossing gates. Then he realised George was halfway across and trundling slower than ever. Donald was hesitant to warn his twin. Why should he? But at last he found the courage and steamed to blow his whistle long and loud. As soon as Douglas heard the warning and saw what's up ahead of him, he slammed on his brakes full. George, get out of the way!
Shut up or I'll flatten you, you Scottish idiot.
Get off the line or you'll be flattened!
What's going on?
At last, Douglas grinded to a stop, with the remains of the crossing gates littered on his frames. Okay, what just happened? I just saved you from hitting that green heap of scrap over there, that's what.
Hey!
Oh, well, I'm glad you did. Thank you. That's what I thought. You're welcome, Dougie. Douglas was not expecting his twin to apologise at all. When he did, he could clearly see that it was genuine. I'm sorry to you, brother. You know what for? My accident the other week. Don't be. It wasn't you who caused it. No, trust me, it was me. I know it was. Quit your lying, would you? We both know I did it.
Right. Well, whilst you two get emotional, I think I'm gonna go.
Oh, for crying out loud. What's happened to my station now? I just took Trevor to the works and I come back to see this mess.
Luckily, nobody had been hurt in the incident, and the three cleaned up the mess just before the express was due.
Ah, 1029.
It's 3:30, sir.
Numbers, Gordon, numbers. Number 10, number 2, and number 9. I see you're finally getting along again. About time is all I can say, but what's all this locomotion about a crossing incident earlier? Didn't see anything as we went past just now.
That's because there wasn't any gates on it.
Oh, what's that, Douglas?
Alright, nothing, sir.
Right, well, I just wanted to say I'm really pleased with your work ethic recently. Managing so well after that accident with the brake van in the middle of the train and Donald breaking down? Keep up the good work, all of you! Edward, you run a great branch line. Let's keep it that way.
We'll try our best, sir.
Right, well, I'd best be off to the pie convention on the mainland tomorrow, and there's no way I'm missing out. I like pies, me do. I like pies, me do.
Well, there goes the shores.
Oh, for crying out loud. So, just for the record, if neither of you think the accident was your fault, who'd you blame it on then?
Oh, that's an easy one. Emily!
Cherry and chocolate and vanilla on the chew. Add that in, please. That was great. Chocolate and vanilla chew, strawberry and cream chew. Lady Hat needs to go on a diet. It's confirmed.